So what's your name? Yullbrenna.
Ah, fresh meat!
Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here with another Ability Arena gameplay video, and this time we're going to be playing Phantom Assassin. This one is based off a request. Someone wanted me to play this recently. PA is a really fun god and has a unique mechanic to it. So let's talk about it. So for PA you get Veiled Pack, and what this does is your units have a chance to deal a critical strike, and they gain the damage per number of units traveled. So that damage is going to go up based off of units traveled, and it's going to last for the entire round until they die, and of course it'll reset at the next round. So what this means is you're going to want to look for, of course, mobility spells. So yeah, when PA is good is when there's a lot of mobility spells in play. I would say Sleight of Fist and Phantom Strike are probably going to be your top ones to look for. And you know, through this video you'll see why. And then of course you also have instant attacks and attack speed. So if you're going to be getting the crit damage, you're going to want to take advantage of that. So instant attacks, again, like Sleight of Fist, will do well, Acorn Shot, things like that. And then other things like, let's say, Tricks of the Trade will do well, but you can also do an attack speed build as well if they're getting to the back line with like Omni Slash or something like that. So those are the ones you want to look out for. You can also use PA just in general if there's not a lot of attack modifiers, you know, if you don't have Fury Swipes or Glaives of Wisdom or things like that, and you still see a lot of attack speed or instant attacks, you can still use that. I think the PA buff still can work, even without a ton of mobility items. But you know, you could be a little bit more limited in that aspect. So started off, you know, I sold Quill Spray. Quill Spray is a great early game spell, but I really want to get Burrowstrike up. Once it gets to super, it's great for backline. And I'm finding some points into Sleight of Fist, getting that to super is huge, where it really increases that attack range. So that's great. Then there's Acorn Shot and Paralyzing Cast. So I've got some bouncing stuns, bouncing damage. And yeah, Dawnbreaker will really be who I'm leaning on for my stuns, my initiation with Burrowstrike and Paralyzing Cast. You can see at the bottom there's the crit damage percentage. A really good show with the Acorn Shot and the Sleight of Fist. That was some good burst damage that happened right here. So really happy with that. And then I find some attack speed with the Fiery Souls and the Blood Rage. So definitely going to take advantage of that, I guess, for Pudge. Great body to use to build some strength stacks. So I'll use him for some instant attacks for the time being, and then Troll Warlord will just sit in the back and have Blood Rage on. And then again, looking for attack speed mainly. I'm already going to have that attack damage. I don't really need something like Lunar Blessing or anything like that. Just looking for attack speed. And then some sustain as well. Insatiable Hunger will buff the damage I'm hitting, so that should work. So you can hear some good crits happening, but just having a little bit of trouble with sustain. Getting taken down here. But it's early game, so it's not anything too much that I'm worried about. Trying to find my builds here, again with Sleight of Fist, and probably combo that with something like Insatiable Hunger for the time being. I'll keep it how it is and try to get Pudge some Fiery Soul stacks, but I doubt Nizoku will be in the long-term plans. Big crit with Pudge, so you seeing the effects there. It's still struggling a little bit. Find Blink a little bit more. Probably do a Blink build with Pudge when I can get it going. And looking for Tricks of the Trade too. That would be a good Blink plus Tricks of the Trade. It's a really good combo to shorten that cooldown if you can get Blink to super. And then of course with the instant attacks it should work out really well. So that's the eventual plan, and you know, I need to up my damage, so I'm just going to put Phantom Strike in right away. These builds need a lot of work, but I gotta stop bleeding because I'm losing a lot here. There we go, that worked out pretty well. I'm going to have a lot of physical builds, so basic Paladin Sword naturally makes sense. I can throw that on any of my carries. Probably build a few of them for physical attack. And I find a lot of spells here that I like, so I'll go ahead and lock shot here for this. Getting hit with laser in an ogre build is not ideal, especially when you're playing PA. Easily a counter to a PA build, so keep in mind if laser's in play when you're trying to play PA, because as you just saw, I got completely outplayed there. For Warlord, didn't do any damage because he got hit by the laser, so a bit unfortunate there. But I find Morphling will be great for a Sleight of Fist build, especially if I can find Dragon Form. I like Dragon Form plus Sleight of Fist for a lot of good damage there, so I could use that for the time being. I'll just pick up value spells because I need to get some spells into play right here. This guy's pretty grouped up. That should work out well for a Sleight of Fist and Acorn Shot, and there it goes. Yeah, so that was pretty nice. That shows that a lot of these rounds are going to last pretty fast. I'm either going to, you know, just completely burst these people down, or you know, if I don't have enough sustain, they could last pretty short. So there's Tricks of the Trade, and that's what I was looking for to put in with the Pudge. So I'll go ahead and throw that in and keep the Chakra Magic. Chakra Magic works well with Sleight of Fist, with Burrowstrike, with Blink and Tricks of the Trade, so I definitely want to take advantage of that. Damage is pretty good, but it's just not enough for the time being. But I do find Omni Slash, so a Phantom Strike Omni Slash build. It's a classic build, excuse me, that a lot of people use. So it'll work really well in an Omni Slash build. In a PA build, I think it's one of the staples. So doing Phantom Strike Omni Slash, I think, is just an obvious. Always check for those when you're doing a PA build. So I'll eventually get that into play. Focus Fire, not necessarily needed, and in my long-term plans. So, and there is Dragon Form, finally. God Strength, not part of my long-term plans as well. And then, of course, going for Burrowstrike, I need to get to the back line with Phantom Strike, Burrowstrike, and Blink. So I'm going to be just going and trying to burst down their back line before they can even react. And Burrowstrike Super will help me do that. So there we go. Huge crits, and then Monkey King pops up. So Monkey King is pretty suited for the Omni Slash build, of course. So I'll go ahead and pick that up, and then now Troll will just kind of be on the back line for me here. So I like Insatiable Hunger plus the Sleight of Fist, and that'll give me a little bit more sustain on my Morphling build, which I'm hoping to be my main carry. And then I have Chakra Magic, have an extra spot for the Monkey King, so might as well throw that in. Could use the Chakra Magic for a lot of my backliners to get off their spells another time. This guy has a Blink or a Phantom Strike Omni Slash build as well. I completely destroyed his backline, so it kind of just left him on there, but Pierce the Veil will help in that aspect, so he can't really jump the Troll anymore. So that's a good counter when you're seeing an Omni Slash build, is to go ahead and pick up Pierce the Veil if it's available. And finding a lot of spells here that I like. Didn't want to go the Curse of Avernus route. I'm going to get the attack speed from the Blood Rage, so I don't need the additional attack speed there. I want to get potentially an attack modifier like Infernal Blade. There's more burst damage. You can see rounds not lasting that long, and then knock it back. So, you know, had a good early game, then slumped in that middle part, and now coming back up to the top. So on a winning streak, looking good here. Ever since the builds came into play and I got my last unit. Again, I'm going the Infernal Blade plus Blood Rage route, mainly because Infernal Blade is magic damage and the Blood Rage buffs magic damage. So you're getting a good hit with Blood Rage plus Infernal Blade. And then of course I just need the break in case I face any carries, especially people that are playing an Omni Slash build, so kind of a counter to any other builds, and then just good damage. You get hit hard, pretty hard with that Earth Splitter, so a little unfortunate there that got hit, but that's good to know. Maybe spread out a little bit more. You can see the Morphling and Troll kind of got hit by that. And Double Edge just doesn't fit into my build. Dawnbreaker is really there for the stuns with Burrowstrike and the Paralyzing Cast, so I need to make sure that gets off, and that's why I pick up just a value point in Dark Pack. Dark Pack, if you really just want to get off your spells, you just need 1 point in Dark Pack because odds are Dawn is going to die right after. So just 1 point and focus on your main spells for your carries. But get some good stuns off here, and it proves beneficial. So Morphling doing really well. I do want to get, again, Sleight of Fist 2 Super for that increased attack range. And then I find an Orchid. Orchid is just great damage, more disable as well, more attack speed. So just a general good item for a physical build. So I'll go ahead and pick that up. Hitting a few good spells here. Getting Eye of the Storm to level 3, Omni Slash finally getting an additional point into it, so getting that up will be key. Kind of middle of the pack here. Gonna be entering the late game soon, so let's see if I can keep going and stay in the top 3. Paralyzing Cast doing a lot of good work. See, stunned up his carry and managed to take him out, so really good with the bounces there and the Burrowstrike. The stuns are proving to be really helpful. I'm not going for everything. Again, I don't want to go and get too greedy, especially because my build has been back and forth. You know, I've had some good spots and some bad spots, so I just want to focus on the key spells here and don't want to get too greedy. Morphling does get hit with a roar, and the laser's still countering me. So this build definitely counters me, and need to figure it out, or hope he gets knocked out by somebody else. Ideally, I can get Sleight of Fist up to Super. That'll really help take him down, and then maybe I get some stuns off with Burrowstrike and Paralyzing Cast, and that'll be my counter to his build. Big crits there. He was pretty grouped up, so the bounces from Acorn Shot, the bounces from Paralyzing Cast hit pretty hard. You can see a lot of physical damage there, even Pudge contributing a good amount. So if I get my stuns off, it's really beneficial. And a big roll here, looking for more points in Blink, which is heavily contested. Also Tricks of the Trade as well. So close on Sleight of Fist. Sleight of Fist before it gets to Super can be really frustrating, especially for a ranged carry, because he's going to be walking into the thick of things, as you can see right here. I've managed to take out this Gambler build a few times, and now he's gone from the game. And I get Sleight of Fist 2 Super. So big there, and I might as well go for it all the way to get the Battle Fury for the extra damage, and if they're grouped up, it could hit really hard with the Battle Fury. So this hopefully will be the turnaround point, especially once you get Sleight of Fist to Super. It's just, I've got Insatiable Hunger to Super as well. Hopefully this is the power spike that takes me across the finish line. You can see the increased range a lot better, so I get a lot more movement, which means a lot more crits. Monkey King contributing to the Acorn Shot at Super really is helpful. So I'll definitely go for that the whole way. And I like Luminosity as a spell. It's been buffed as well, so I'll go for it. And Paralyzing Cast, getting it to super. I do need the additional stuns. I really just have Burrowstrike and Paralyzing Cast. So block shot for that. I can get that to Gaben as well. That'll be big. So Burrowstrike, Paralyzing Cast, hopefully can provide the disables that I need. This guy has a Crimson Guard to try to counteract my physical damage, which is working for a little bit. Problem is it's mainly on his front line. His back line was completely destroyed, and my Morphling had the sustain. So he kind of left his back line a little exposed there, and I took advantage of that. On a winning streak as we get to the top 3, so this is big. And I get Burrowstrike 2 super, really happy about that. So now I'll be able to get to his back line easier. So he's going to be in real trouble here with Blink, Phantom Strike, and Burrowstrike all getting into the back line. You can see the Burrowstrike completely dodged the black hole, so a lot of his Sable just completely gone. And yeah, I barely lose anybody there, so not worried about that build. And since I've hit the Sleight of Fist super, I'm going for a little bit more. And almost there on a few spells, so looking good again on that winning streak. I feel like I beat most of these guys. Not sure if this is the one with the laser. Yeah, it is, so I gotta be careful of that. But if I can burst him down, maybe silence him with Blink, we should be okay. Here's this Crimson Guard. And yeah, the laser actually got me again. So I see BKB. BKB plus Pierce the Veil means completely invulnerable. Invulnerability. So that'll be a good good idea. Then I'll move the Orchid over. Almost there on Sleight of Fist as well. So really close. I did lose my winning streak. So a bit unfortunate. I need to watch out for that Monkey King as well. So spacing out a little bit here, making sure I don't get clumped up and bursting down. So yeah, his Monkey King just can't touch the troll. Totally counter that. And yeah, I took him down. It was a ghost, so unfortunate there. Paralyzing Cast to Gaben, big. So now I get the Maledict on the hits if I can get a good group up there. And then the Acorn Shot to Gaben as well, so adding reduced armor. So I'm going to get some big crits out of there, especially if the bounces work out really well. So 2 bounce. If he's grouped up like he is right here, I've just beat him. Again, the Monkey King, completely avoiding it because of Pierce the Veil, so I'm not too worried about that. It's really just his Queen of Pain that I need to adjust for. So blink into the back line, hope that I get him. I get hit, good amount, but dodge most of the Earth Splitter damage. And the Paralyzing Cast is doing a lot of work, completely stuns his Monkey King, and I take him down and finish it. So hope this was a good video to show the power of PA. Hope you enjoyed it. Try it in your next games. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.